The stars stretched endlessly above the small human ship, horizon's edge, as it glided silently through the dark expanse. Inside, the cabin buzzed with excitement and quiet anxiety. Families leaned against the walls, holding hands and staring out of the viewports. Among them was Ethan, a boy of barely 12 with wide eyes that reflected the distant galaxies outside. He had always dreamed of seeing new worlds, but nothing could have prepared him for the moment he was about to step onto Zephira. Zephira was a planet both beautiful and strange. Its skies were streaked with green and purple clouds, and the oceans shimmered like molten silver under the sun's strange glow. Giant mountains twisted into impossible shapes, and forests of crystalline trees reached high into the sky. The humans had studied Zephira from orbit for years, but no image could capture its living, breathing energy. Ethan's father, Commander David Hayes, guided the small landing shuttle toward the designated colony zone. His voice was calm but firm as he spoke into the comm system. "Prepare for descent. Everyone hold on. Remember, we are the first humans to step on Zephira. Stay alert but stay calm." Ethan could barely sit still. His small hands gripped the edge of his seat as the shuttle shook during atmospheric entry. Outside, the planet's surface came alive, revealing swirling colors and towering structures unlike anything on Earth. One formation stood out, a massive, elegant structure that seemed alive. Its surface pulsed like a heartbeat, reflecting every color of Zephira's sky. "That's incredible," Ethan whispered, his voice barely audible over the hum of the shuttle's engines. His mother, Dr. Elena Hayes, smiled. "It's more than just beautiful, Ethan. It might be alive." Ethan turned to look at her, eyes wide. "Alive? You mean like an animal?" She shook her head. "More than that. Zephira's life forms are different from anything we've studied. Some structures on this planet seem to think, to respond, to sense." Ethan's curiosity only grew. He pressed his face against the viewport, trying to understand the strange glowing structure in the distance. As they descended closer, he felt a subtle vibration beneath his feet, as if the planet itself were watching. The shuttle landed smoothly near the crystalline forests. The humans filed out, their boots crunching against the strange glassy soil. Ethan ran ahead, eager to explore, his parents calling him back, but he barely heard them. And then he saw it. A figure emerged from the forest, tall and radiant. Its skin shimmered with colors that seemed to shift with the light. Its eyes were larger than any humans, glowing softly with intelligence and authority. A crown-like formation rose from its head, made of what looked like living crystal. It was the alien queen, and she radiated a presence that both awed and terrified the humans. She paused, her gaze sweeping over the humans. Every adult in the group felt a chill run down their spine, but when her eyes reached Ethan, she stopped completely. The world seemed to hold its breath. "He will be mine," the queen declared, her voice deep, melodic, and impossibly powerful. It resonated inside the minds of every human present. Ethan froze. He did not understand the words, but he felt their weight, their meaning. His heart pounded. "Commander, she's speaking directly to the boy," a scientist exclaimed, clutching her data tablet. David Hayes stepped forward cautiously. What is she? What does she mean by that?" The queen did not answer. Instead, she extended a long, slender arm toward Ethan. Her fingers glimmered like light bending through crystal. The vibration in the air intensified, almost as if the planet itself had recognized him. Ethan's mind was flooded with strange images, visions of forests glowing with color, animals that shimmered like liquid light, and creatures of every shape moving in harmony. He felt as if he could hear the thoughts of Zephira itself. Fear wrestled with fascination inside him, but curiosity won. "Stay calm, Ethan," his mother said, stepping closer. Her hand rested gently on his shoulder. "Remember what we taught you. Observe. Think. Do not panic." The queen took a step forward, and the humans instinctively formed a line, shielding Ethan. But she made no aggressive move. Instead, she examined him carefully, her head tilting slightly, almost in thought. Her eyes glowed brighter, and the words echoed in Ethan's mind again. "He will be mine." The humans interpreted it as a threat, but Ethan felt something different. There was no anger or hatred in her presence, only recognition. Something about him had drawn her attention, something beyond fear or power. Scientists and diplomats tried to communicate. They spoke in every language they knew, sent signals, and tried every form of gesture or offering. The Queen ignored all of them. Her focus remained on Ethan. Ethan's heart raced. He did not feel like a prisoner, yet he knew the humans around him feared for his safety. He wanted to speak, to ask questions, but the words stuck in his throat. Instead, he took a cautious step forward. To everyone's surprise, the Queen stepped back slightly. It was not a retreat, but a test, a silent challenge. Her presence seemed to expand and contract like a living pulse. Ethan could feel his own pulse echoing against it, matching the rhythm in some unexplainable way. "Ethan," his father said quietly, "come back." It's too dangerous, but Ethan could not move. Something inside him, a mixture of curiosity, courage, and wonder, kept him rooted. The Queen's gaze seemed to pierce through his mind, not threatening but probing, testing. Hours passed, though it felt like minutes. The humans set up camp near the landing zone, keeping a cautious distance from the Queen. But she remained just at the edge of the crystalline forest, her eyes never leaving Ethan. Finally, Ethan found his voice. Who are you?" he asked, speaking aloud, though he was not sure if she could hear him. The Queen's form shimmered, and he felt words, not spoken aloud, but directly in his mind. "I am the protector of Zifra. You are different. You are brave, clever, and capable. That is why I have chosen you." Ethan swallowed hard. "Chosen me? Why?" "You carry a strength my people need. You see the world as it is, with curiosity and courage. You may be small, but your mind is strong. I will watch you, guide you, and learn from you." The humans around him gasped. David Hayes stepped forward. "She's speaking to him directly. This is unprecedented." The Queen lifted her arm slightly, and for a brief moment the forest behind her seemed to shimmer and shift. Alien creatures peeked from the crystalline trees, observing cautiously. Ethan felt a strange kinship with them, as if they could sense his calmness and curiosity. The day ended with the humans setting up secure shelters and watch points. Ethan could not sleep. He stared at the sky, thinking of the Queen and her words. He felt excitement and fear together, but mostly he felt purpose. He did not know why the Queen had singled him out. He did not know what would come next. But deep inside he felt a spark, a sense that he was destined for something extraordinary, something that no other human could do. As the alien sun set over Zifra, casting rainbow-colored shadows across the crystalline landscape, Ethan whispered to himself, "I will find out. I will understand." The Queen in the forest's edge observed silently. Her judgment was not cruel or kind, it was deliberate. She had chosen him, and that choice would set the stage for challenges and adventures that neither human nor alien could yet imagine. And so, on the first night on Zephyra, with the wind whispering through strange crystal trees and the alien stars shining above, a young human boy stood on the threshold of destiny. The galaxy had noticed him and the alien Queen had marked him. The story had begun. The morning on Zephyra dawned with a strange brilliance. Twin suns rose over jagged mountains, casting shifting shadows across forests of crystal trees. The human camp was alive with activity. Scientists measured soil, engineers checked equipment, and soldiers patrolled cautiously. But for Ethan, the world beyond the camp was far more important. He had barely slept, thinking of the alien Queen. Her presence haunted his mind, not with fear, but with a strange pull he could not resist. As the humans prepared breakfast, Ethan wandered toward the edge of the crystalline forest. The grass-like plants shimmered under his feet, and the air vibrated faintly with energy. It felt alive, almost aware of his presence. And then, as if answering his thoughts, the forest parted. The alien Queen appeared, silent and graceful, her towering form reflecting every color of the morning light. Ethan froze, feeling the same mixture of awe and curiosity as the first day. "You have come?" Her voice resonated directly in his mind. "You seek understanding?" Ethan nodded, unsure how to respond. "Yes, I want to know why you chose me." "Why me of all humans?" The Queen's eyes glimmered. "You have something beyond strength or size. You have courage, curiosity, and clarity of thought. I need to see if these qualities can grow." Under pressure, Ethan tilted his head. "Pressure? What do you mean?" "You will face trials, Ethan. Challenges to test your mind, heart, and spirit. If you succeed, you will learn, and my people will learn from you." Ethan's heart raced. Trials? Tests? He had imagined adventures on new planets, but nothing like this. "Will it be dangerous?" he asked. "Danger is part of learning. Fear is part of growth. Before he could respond, a sudden gust of wind swept through the forest. Trees shimmered and the ground beneath him shifted slightly. Small alien creatures glowing softly like living lanterns emerged to watch. They did not speak, but their eyes seemed intelligent, curious. Ethan felt no fear. Somehow he understood they were not enemies. They were part of the test. The queen gestured, and the forest floor opened into a hidden path lined with strange stones. Each stone glowed faintly and symbols appeared on their surfaces. Ethan stepped forward cautiously. As he moved, the queen's voice echoed in his mind. Solve the path, Ethan. Only by understanding it can you proceed. The first puzzle was simple in appearance. Stones arranged in a circle, each marked with a symbol. But when Ethan touched a stone, it emitted a soft hum. Some stones glowed brighter, some dimmed. He realized the puzzle responded to rhythm. Carefully, he tapped the stones in a sequence, listening to the vibrations. Slowly, patterns emerged. One by one, the stones lit up in perfect harmony. A hidden gate opened ahead, revealing a crystal corridor leading deeper into the forest. Ethan's heart pounded with excitement. He looked back briefly. The queen remained at the edge of the forest, watching silently. Good, she said. You understand. But the mind alone is not enough. Courage will be tested next. The corridor opened onto a valley bathed in golden light. Strange plants with long tendrils reached toward the sky, and the ground was dotted with pits that glimmered as if filled with liquid light. As Ethan stepped carefully, a low growl echoed through the valley. From the shadows, alien predators emerged. They were unlike anything Ethan had seen. Sleek, silver-scaled creatures with multiple eyes and long, flexible limbs. They circled him, testing his reactions. Most children would have frozen, but Ethan had learned something in his time on Earth. Observation was survival. He noticed patterns in their movements. They hesitated when he moved slowly, but reacted if he rushed. Using his wits, he stepped lightly, lured the creatures toward the edges of the valley, and led them into a trap formed naturally by the glowing pits. The predators, confused by the light, retreated without harm. Breathing heavily, Ethan realized he had passed another test. The queen's voice, calm and approving, filled his mind. You act with caution and intelligence. You do not seek unnecessary conflict. You are learning quickly. Hours passed as Ethan navigated more challenges. He crossed rivers of liquid crystal by solving patterns on stepping stones and avoided giant floating plants that snapped if approached too closely. Each trial required more than just strength. It demanded thought, observation, and careful action. Ethan discovered a joy in solving problems, in understanding the alien world around him. By mid-afternoon, he reached a grove where small alien creatures were trapped in a web-like structure of shimmering vines. Their tiny eyes looked at him pleadingly. Without hesitation, Ethan analyzed the vines and found a way to untangle them using sticks and his own clever movements. The creatures were free and chirped in gratitude, their light pulsing in joyful patterns. The queen appeared beside him silently. You show kindness, Ethan. Strength is not only in the mind or body, but in the heart. This is the most important lesson. Ethan looked up at her. I just wanted to help. And that is why you are different. Most beings act only for themselves. You act for others, even when danger is near. The sun began to set, casting a rainbow glow across the grove. Ethan felt exhaustion creeping in, but also a sense of pride. He had faced challenges he could never have imagined. The queen's attention, far from frightening now, felt like guidance. Tomorrow, the queen said, her voice softer in his mind, the tests will grow harder. You will need more than cleverness and courage. You will need to trust yourself, and to trust what is around you. Ethan nodded, feeling a mixture of excitement and nervousness. I'll do my best. That is all I ask. When he returned to the human camp, his parents and the other humans were waiting anxiously. Ethan, are you all right? His mother exclaimed, running to him. I'm fine, he said, smiling despite the dirt and scratches on his clothes. I think I understand a little more about this place, and someone wants to teach me. The humans exchanged worried glances. Scientists murmured about the impossibility of communicating with the queen directly. Soldiers whispered about potential dangers, but Ethan felt a calm certainty. He knew he had been chosen for a reason, and that reason was not simply fear or control. That night, Ethan lay in his tent, staring up at Zephyra's twin moons. The planet was alive with sounds he could not identify. Somewhere in the forest, he sensed the queen watching him still. silently observing, silently guiding. He thought about the trials he had faced and the creatures he had helped. Something inside him had grown stronger, sharper, braver. He understood that the Queen was not just testing him for sport. She was teaching him, shaping him, and perhaps preparing him for something far larger than the small human colony. Sleep finally claimed him, and in his dreams, he walked through forests of glowing crystal, solving puzzles and helping creatures, with the Queen's presence always near, guiding him. He woke with a start, sunlight streaming through the tent. Another day awaited. The Queen's tests would continue, and he felt ready. Ethan did not yet know the full purpose behind the Queen's choice. He did not know how the challenges ahead would change him, or humanity. But he felt certain of one thing. He was not just a boy on a strange planet. He was the bridge between species, the spark of something extraordinary, and the first steps of a great adventure had already begun. As the humans prepared for another day of exploration, Ethan walked toward the forest again. The Queen waited silently at the edge, a figure of light and color, calm but expectant. Ethan met her gaze, feeling neither fear nor hesitation. "I'm ready," he whispered, stepping forward. "Teach me. Show me what I must do." And for the first time, the alien Queen gave a faint smile, a gesture almost human in its warmth and promise. The trials had only just begun, and the adventure of understanding, courage, and friendship between human and alien had truly started. The air on Zephyra was thick with tension. The humans had begun to understand that the planet was alive in ways they had never imagined, but fear still lingered. Reports from scouts described strange glowing creatures and sudden environmental shifts. And always in the edge of every report was Ethan, the boy singled out by the alien Queen. Commander David Hayes paced inside the human camp, his face tense. "We can't just let the boy wander alone with her. Who knows what she's planning? She could take him, and there would be nothing we could do." Dr. Elena Hayes shook her head. "David, we've seen him return unharmed every time. He's clever and cautious. And the Queen, she's not harming him. She's testing him, yes, but I think it's more than just control. There's a reason she chose Ethan." The debate went on for hours, and Ethan listened quietly from his tent. He knew the adults were worried, but he also understood that fear could blind them. He could feel the Queen's presence even when she was far away, guiding him, watching him, waiting for him to learn. When he stepped out of the tent, the crystalline forest shimmered in the early morning light. The air vibrated with energy, and Ethan felt a sense of purpose surge through him. Today's challenge would be different, he knew. He could feel it. The Queen appeared silently, as always. Her eyes glimmered with curiosity and intelligence. "You have grown stronger, Ethan. But now your courage and wisdom will be tested in ways you have not yet faced." Ethan nodded. "I'm ready. Tell me what to do, not yet. First, you must understand that not all beings will see your strength as a gift." Before he could ask what she meant, the ground trembled slightly, and distant shouts echoed from the human camp. Ethan turned to see a group of humans, armed and tense, heading toward the forest. Panic was clear in their eyes. David Hayes approached him, his voice firm. "Ethan, you need to come back now. This is too dangerous. We're going to bring her to reason." Ethan held up his hands. "Stop, please. She's not dangerous. She's testing me, not attacking us," but the humans did not understand. Fear had taken hold. Some soldiers began firing non-lethal energy nets, aiming to trap the Queen or at least make her retreat. The Queen's eyes widened, not in anger, but in surprise. Her form pulsed with brilliant colors, and the forest seemed to respond. Trees shifted slightly, creating barriers and obstacles that slowed the humans' approach. The alien creatures watched silently, their glowing eyes tracking every movement. "Do not interfere." Ethan shouted at the humans, but they ignored him. The Queen raised her arms, not to attack but to defend. A wave of energy radiated outward, creating a protective dome around her and Ethan. The humans skidded to a stop, unsure how to respond. Their weapons could not penetrate the shimmering shield. David Hayes lowered his weapon reluctantly. What is this? How is she doing this?" Ethan stepped forward, feeling the protective energy surround him like a cloak. "She's not attacking us. She's protecting me. She's trying to show us something." The Queen's voice filled Ethan's mind. "You see, conflict arises from fear. You must learn to act with both courage and reason. Even your people, your own species, can make mistakes when they do not understand." The humans, still wary, hesitated. Some began to lower their weapons, Others whispered among themselves, questioning their own fear. Slowly, a fragile peace returned. Ethan realized that this was part of the test. The Queen was teaching him not only to solve puzzles and survive dangers, but also to navigate the complexities of human emotion and decision-making. He had to show leadership, patience, and understanding. After the humans retreated to the camp, the Queen gestured for Ethan to follow her into the forest. The path led to a valley unlike any he had seen before. Crystalline towers rose from the ground, reflecting sunlight like mirrors, and pools of liquid light dotted the landscape. In the center was a massive stone arch covered in glowing runes. "This is your next challenge," the Queen said. "Here, you will face choices that will test not only your mind and courage but the hearts of those around you." Ethan approached the arch cautiously. As he stepped closer, he realized that the runes shifted and changed as if responding to his thoughts. They formed images, visions of potential futures. Some showed humans and aliens working together, thriving in harmony. Others depicted chaos, conflict, and destruction. "You must choose wisely," the Queen's voice resonated in his mind. "The decisions you make will ripple through both your species and mine." Ethan took a deep breath. He realized that the visions were not threats but lessons. They reflected choices, consequences, and possibilities. He had seen fear drive humans to rash actions already. Now he needed to understand how to guide them. The first vision showed humans attacking the Queen, causing destruction to Sci-Fi and its creatures. Ethan felt a pang of fear and sadness. He knew that if humans continued to act out of fear, disaster would follow. He focused on calm, careful thinking, visualizing a path where humans and aliens could cooperate. The runes shifted again, forming a puzzle-like sequence. Ethan realized he had to solve it to reveal the correct path forward. Using what he had learned during his earlier trials, he touched the runes in patterns that matched the rhythm and logic of the visions. Slowly the arch opened, revealing a glowing pathway that led deep into the crystalline forest. The Queen followed silently. You see, wisdom and courage must be paired with patience. Leadership is not about power alone. It is about understanding. As they moved along the path, Ethan encountered small alien creatures trapped in cages made of light. Unlike before, these were not physical traps but emotional tests. The creatures appeared scared, distrustful, and hesitant. Ethan knelt down, speaking softly, using gentle gestures he had learned from his mother. Slowly the creatures responded to his calm and kindness, following him along the path. "Empathy," the Queen's voice said. "Strength alone is not enough. You must understand and connect with others to succeed." Hours passed as they navigated deeper into the forest. The terrain grew more dangerous. Rivers of molten crystal, floating platforms of light, and alien predators lurking in the shadows. But Ethan's confidence had grown. He no longer acted out of fear. Instead, he observed, learned, and applied his understanding to every obstacle. Suddenly, they reached a cliff overlooking a valley filled with shimmering energy. A group of humans had arrived, cautiously observing from below. They were debating whether to intervene, still unsure of the Queen's intentions. Ethan raised his hand, signaling for them to wait. He stepped forward, feeling the wind and the energy of the planet around him. "You must trust me," he thought, projecting calmness. Slowly the humans began to lower their weapons, sensing that he was safe. "This is why I chose you," the Queen said. "You are the bridge. You can guide your people to see beyond fear and act with reason and courage." Ethan felt a surge of pride and responsibility. He realized that the challenges were not just about surviving the alien world, but about preparing humanity for a greater understanding. He would have to teach his people to trust, to act wisely, and to embrace possibilities they had never imagined. As the sun set, painting the sky in colors beyond human comprehension, the Queen guided Ethan to a resting place on the cliff. The valley below shimmered with light, and the sounds of alien creatures filled the air. For the first time, Ethan felt a deep connection to Sci-Fi, not just to its beauty but to its living essence. "Tomorrow the tests will grow even harder," the Queen said. "You will face challenges that will test the limits of your mind, your courage, and your heart. But remember, you are not alone. Your strength comes from understanding yourself and those around you." Ethan nodded. He had learned much already: how to navigate danger, solve puzzles, and act with empathy. But he also understood that the journey ahead would require more than intelligence and bravery. He would need wisdom, leadership, and the ability to inspire others. As he lay down beneath the alien stars, Ethan's thoughts drifted to his family and the humans in the camp. He realized that his trials were not only for him but for everyone. If he succeeded, humanity could forge a bond with the alien queen and her species, learning and growing in ways they had never imagined. The night passed quietly, but Ethan's dreams were filled with visions of challenges yet to come. He saw rivers of energy, forests that moved and shifted, and creatures that seemed to speak without words. He faced dangers, solved puzzles, and helped beings who could not speak in any human language. And always the queen was near, guiding him, teaching him, and watching with careful attention. When he awoke, the twin sons of Sci-Fi were rising again. Ethan felt ready. He knew that the path ahead would be difficult, but he also knew that he was not ordinary. The queen had seen something in him that even he was only beginning to understand. And as he stepped into the glowing forest once more, he felt the spark of destiny burn brighter than ever. The conflict between fear and understanding had begun, and Ethan stood at the center of it, ready to lead, to learn, and to show both humans and aliens the potential of courage, intelligence, and heart. The morning sun rose over Sci-Fi, casting a shimmering glow across the crystalline forests. Ethan stood at the edge of the human camp, feeling a new sense of purpose. After the conflicts of the previous day, both humans and the alien queen had learned lessons about fear, courage, and understanding. Now the challenge was different. Cooperation. Ethan approached his parents and the other human leaders. "We can't fight her," he said firmly. "She's not our enemy. She's testing us, guiding us. If we work with her, we can learn things we never imagined." Commander David Hayes frowned. "You trust her completely?"
"Ethan, you're just a child. I may be young, but I've seen what she wants," Ethan interrupted.
"She doesn't want to hurt us. She wants to teach us. And if we cooperate, we can help her and she can help us." The humans hesitated. Fear was still strong, but curiosity and respect for Ethan's insight began to outweigh panic. Slowly, they agreed to a cautious partnership. Scientists would observe and learn, soldiers would ensure safety without aggression, and Ethan would act as the bridge between both species. The alien queen appeared at the forest edge, radiant as always. "You have made the first step, Ethan. Now the true test begins. Cooperation is not easy. Trust is fragile and understanding is hard-earned. But you are ready?" Ethan nodded and stepped forward. "Let's begin." The queen led the group deeper into Sci-Fi's forests, where the landscape grew stranger with every step. Giant trees bent and twisted like living sculptures, their branches glowing softly in alien hues. Streams of liquid light flowed through the valleys, and creatures of every shape peeked curiously from the undergrowth. Ethan noticed that the alien creatures moved freely now, unafraid of humans. They seemed to recognize that he had guided his people toward understanding rather than fear. The first task of the day was to locate an ancient device hidden deep within the forest. The queen explained that it held the key to helping her species survive, a source of energy and knowledge lost for centuries. Humans and aliens would need to work together to activate it. The humans hesitated. The device was rumored to be dangerous, but Ethan, recalling the lessons of his previous tests, stepped forward with confidence. "We can do this if we trust each other," he said. "We each have skills to contribute. Let's work together." The queen gestured, and the forest shifted to reveal a hidden path lined with floating crystals. Each crystal displayed symbols that humans and aliens could not understand at first glance. Scientists approached cautiously, analyzing patterns and hypothesizing solutions. Ethan observed them, then looked at the crystals with fresh eyes. "They're responding to intention," he said. "Not just touch or logic, but our focus and understanding." The humans exchanged glances. Could a child's insight be the key? Ethan stepped forward and, using the patterns he had learned from his earlier trials, touched the crystals in sequences that matched their rhythm and energy. One by one, the symbols lit up, casting beams of light that formed a bridge across a glowing river. The queen's voice filled Ethan's mind. "Impressive. You see not only the obvious, but also the hidden. This is why you were chosen." Crossing the river, humans and aliens worked side by side. Soldiers and alien guards lifted heavy crystalline structures. Scientists observed the glowing energy fields, and Ethan guided both groups with calm authority. For the first time, humans truly saw the potential of working with another species, not with fear, but with trust and respect. Midway through their journey, a sudden tremor shook the ground. Rocks shifted and a group of alien predators appeared, drawn by the vibrations. Fear rippled through the humans, but Ethan stood firm. Remember what we've learned. Observation first, then action. We can protect ourselves without harming them unnecessarily. Using clever positioning and teamwork, the humans and aliens redirected the predator's attention to safer areas. Ethan guided the humans to use light-emitting devices, creating illusions that gently diverted the creatures. The predators, curious but unharmed, retreated into the forests. The humans were amazed. Ethan's strategies combined the lessons of survival, empathy, and intelligence, exactly the traits the Queen had valued. Slowly, they began to see that cooperation was not weakness. It was strength. Hours later, they reached a hidden valley where the ancient device rested. It was a towering structure of crystal and metal, covered in glowing runes. The Queen approached, her eyes reflecting both hope and concern. "This is the test of understanding," she said. "You must work together to awaken the device. It requires precision, creativity, and trust." Ethan studied the device. Symbols shifted constantly, responding to touch and intention. Human scientists tried calculations. Alien mechanisms responded to energy manipulation. Both approaches alone failed. Ethan smiled, seeing the solution. "We need to combine our knowledge," he said. "Humans, use your logic and tools. Aliens, use your energy manipulation. Together, step by step, we can activate it." Slowly, carefully, the humans and aliens followed Ethan's guidance. Each action was measured. Crystals glowed brighter as sequences aligned. Energy flowed through channels that connected both species' efforts. Finally, with a resonant hum, the device activated, sending a pulse of radiant light across the valley. The Queen raised her arms in silent triumph. "You have done it. Together you have proven that cooperation can achieve what neither species could alone." Ethan felt a rush of pride and relief. Humans cheered, some clapping him on the back. Alien creatures chirped in delight, their light pulsing in joy. For the first time, Ethan realized the true meaning of the Queen's selection. He was a bridge, a connector between species, capable of guiding others toward trust, understanding, and achievement. But the day was not yet over. As they rested near the device, a group of humans approached cautiously. They were scouts from another part of the colony, who had not yet seen the Queen and feared her presence. Weapons were ready, suspicion clear in their eyes. Ethan stepped forward calmly. "Wait, don't attack. We've been working with her. She's not our enemy. She's helping us, and we're helping her." The new scouts hesitated, then slowly lowered their weapons. Watching the alien energy flow and the device activated, they began to understand. Humans and aliens could cooperate. It was possible. The Queen observed silently, her expression unreadable, but Ethan sensed approval. "You continue to teach your people, Ethan. They are learning, slowly but surely. This is the essence of leadership, showing others the way without forcing them." As the sun set, painting the valley in shifting colors, Ethan walked with the Queen to a quiet ridge overlooking the forest. "You have done well today," she said. "But this is only the beginning. Your species must learn patience, creativity, and courage if it wishes to walk among the stars with understanding. And you, Ethan, must continue to lead by example." Ethan nodded. "I will. I want to learn everything, and I want to help my people see what you've shown me." The Queen's gaze softened. "And in doing so, you will teach me as well. The greatest lessons come from those who are brave enough to see beyond fear." That night, humans and aliens rested near the glowing valley. Ethan lay under Zephyrah's twin moons, reflecting on the day's lessons. He had seen fear transform into understanding, tension dissolve into cooperation, and bravery merge with wisdom. He realized that the challenges ahead would be even greater, but he felt ready. He understood that the alien Queen had chosen him not just for his courage or intelligence, but for his ability to inspire, to guide, and to unite. Humanity had potential far beyond what most believed, and he had the opportunity to show it. As he drifted to sleep, Ethan dreamed of the future, humans and aliens exploring Zephyrah together, learning from one another, and achieving wonders neither could accomplish alone. He dreamed of the day when his species would be recognized not just for strength or technology, but for courage, intelligence, and heart. The path ahead would be long and full of challenges. But with the Queen as an ally and with humanity's ingenuity and bravery, Ethan knew they could face whatever came next. The trials had begun with tests of survival and courage, but now they had grown into something greater, the building of a true alliance between worlds. And for the first time, Ethan felt the weight of possibility. He was not just a boy on a strange planet. He was a leader, a teacher, and a symbol of what humans could achieve. The adventure was far from over, but the foundation had been laid. Trust had been earned, fear had been overcome, and cooperation had proven stronger than conflict. Zephyra was alive with light, energy, and promise, and humanity had taken its first step toward an extraordinary future. The valley glowed under Zephyra's twin suns, casting beams of light across the crystalline forests. Ethan stood at the edge, overlooking the ancient device that now hummed with radiant energy. Humans and aliens worked side by side, carefully maintaining the device and observing its effects. The air was alive with energy, and even distant creatures seemed to sense the importance of this moment. Ethan took a deep breath. Today would determine the future of both species. The Queen had made it clear. The device could save her people, but only if humans and aliens continued to cooperate. There was no room for fear, hesitation, or mistakes. "Are you ready?" his mother asked softly, standing beside him. Ethan nodded. "Yes, we've come this far together. We can do this." The Queen appeared at the edge of the forest, radiant as always. Her eyes, large and intelligent, reflected pride and hope. "You have done well, Ethan. Today your courage, wisdom, and empathy will be tested like never before, but you are ready." Ethan stepped forward, leading the human scientists and soldiers. The aliens followed, their glowing bodies moving gracefully among the crystalline towers. The device pulsed in rhythm with the energy of the planet, and its hum seemed to match Ethan's heartbeat. "Begin," the Queen instructed. The first challenge was a series of energy conduits that linked the device to the forest. They needed to be activated in perfect harmony, or the device could overload. Humans and aliens had to work together, combining technology, energy manipulation, and precise timing. Ethan directed the humans to calibrate the energy channels, while the aliens focused on connecting the conduits to the natural flow of Zephyra's energy. It was delicate work, requiring patience, coordination, and trust. Every mistake could delay the process or create dangerous surges. Hours passed. Sweat dripped from human foreheads and alien energy pulsed faster with every misstep. But Ethan remained calm, observing patterns, giving instructions, and encouraging both humans and aliens. Slowly, the device responded. The conduits glowed brighter, beams of energy connecting in perfect harmony. The Queen observed silently, her presence a steady reassurance. "You are doing more than activating a device. You are teaching your species and mine to trust each other. This is the true power of cooperation." Suddenly, a surge of energy pulsed from the device, brighter than anything Ethan had ever seen. The ground trembled and the air shimmered with pure light. Some humans stepped back in awe, while alien creatures chirped and glowed with excitement. Ethan's heart raced, but he did not panic. "Steady. Keep focus. We can control this," he thought. He adjusted the energy flow using the human control panels while signaling the aliens to channel Zephyra's natural energy more precisely. The device stabilized. A wave of radiant light spread across the valley, touching every living being and every creature of the forest. Ethan felt a surge of energy flow through him. Not dangerous, but powerful, as if Zephyra itself were acknowledging his role. The Queen's voice filled his mind. "You have done it, Ethan. You have proven that courage, intelligence, and empathy together can achieve what no single species could alone." The humans cheered, and even the soldiers relaxed, amazed by what they had accomplished. The aliens danced and glowed, celebrating silently in their way. Ethan felt a deep sense of pride, but also humility. This was not just his success, it was the success of everyone who had trusted him, worked with him, and learned to cooperate. But the day was not over. The Queen led Ethan to a part of the device that appeared dormant. "Now comes the final test. This will determine the survival of my people." Ethan examined the panel. Symbols shifted constantly, more complex than anything he had seen before. It responded to thought, focus, and intention. He realized that solving it required not only intelligence but creativity, courage, and trust in everyone around him. "Humans, aliens, everyone, work together," Ethan said. "We can do this if we focus on what we've learned. Trust each other and trust ourselves." For the next few hours, humans and aliens coordinated in silence. Scientists calculated patterns, soldiers assisted with positioning and energy control, and alien guardians manipulated the natural energy flows. Ethan guided them, suggesting adjustments, observing reactions, and ensuring every movement was precise. Finally, the symbols aligned. The device hummed louder, and a beam of energy shot into the sky, spreading across Zephira like a net of light. The planet itself seemed to respond, glowing brighter, and even the forests and rivers shimmered in approval. The Queen stepped forward, her eyes filled with wonder. "You have done more than save my people, Ethan. You have shown that your species is capable of greatness beyond what I imagined. You have earned my respect and the respect of your people." Ethan smiled, feeling a sense of fulfillment he had never experienced. "We did it. Together." "Yes," the Queen agreed. "And now humanity and my people will walk together, learning, exploring, and building a future that neither species could achieve alone." The humans realized the truth of her words. Humanity had proven its intelligence, courage, and empathy, not through weapons or power, but through cooperation and understanding. The colony leaders looked at Ethan with awe, recognizing that this young boy had not only led them through trials but had inspired them to see beyond fear. As the sun set, the alien queen gathered the humans and her species together. "Let this moment be remembered," she said, her voice resonating in every mind. "Ethan, the youngest human, has shown what courage, wisdom, and empathy can achieve. Let this be a lesson for all. Trust, understanding, and cooperation can overcome fear and uncertainty." Ethan stood beside her, feeling the weight of her words. He had started as a curious boy, chosen seemingly at random, but now he understood the importance of his role. He was not only a bridge between species, he was a symbol of what humanity could achieve. The humans cheered, some clapping him on the back, others raising their hands in salute. Even the soldiers who had feared the Queen at first nodded in respect. The aliens glowed in response, their joy radiant and calming. The Queen placed a luminous hand on Ethan's shoulder. "You are ready for what comes next. Humanity will travel farther, learn faster, and inspire more, and you, Ethan, will guide them with wisdom and courage." Ethan looked out over the valley, seeing humans and aliens working together, creatures exploring freely, and Zephira itself glowing in harmony. He realized that this was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast, full of mysteries and challenges, and humanity had just begun to prove its worth. His parents approached, pride shining in their eyes. "Ethan, you've done something incredible," his mother said softly. David Hayes nodded. "We always knew you were brave. But today you've shown what it truly means to be human." Ethan smiled, feeling the weight of responsibility and the joy of accomplishment. "We all did it. Humans and aliens, together." The Queen stepped back, her presence calm and majestic. "Remember this day, Ethan. Let it guide your people. Let it inspire others to see beyond fear, beyond doubt, and beyond limits. Humanity has a place among the stars, and you have opened the door." As night fell over Zephira, Ethan gazed at the stars. The twin moons reflected off the crystalline forests, creating patterns of light that danced across the landscape. He felt hope, determination, and a sense of destiny. Humanity had proven itself, and he had played a part in it. The lessons of courage, intelligence, empathy, and cooperation would carry far beyond Zephira. Humans would explore new worlds, meet other species, and face challenges greater than they could imagine. And in every adventure, Ethan's story would serve as a reminder. Even the youngest among them could inspire greatness. The alien queen, standing beside him, gave one last silent nod. Respect, trust, and understanding had been earned. Humanity and Zephira's people would walk together into the future, stronger and wiser than before. Ethan smiled, feeling a spark of excitement for the journey ahead. The galaxy awaited, full of wonders, dangers, and opportunities, and he knew without doubt that humans had the courage, creativity, and heart to face it all. The story of the youngest human chosen by the alien queen became a legend. Ethan's courage and wisdom inspired not only his species, but also the beings of Zephira. Humanity had taken its first true steps among the stars, proving that intelligence, empathy, and bravery could shine brighter than any weapon or fear. And as the twin moons cast their soft glow over the crystalline forests, Ethan looked forward to the adventures yet to come, knowing that this was only the beginning of humanity's extraordinary journey.